The NFL Week 8 DFS show on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is presented by WynnBET. Bet $100 at WynnBET and get a $100 free bet. Head over to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WynnBET. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WYNNBET to claim your free bet today. We're also brought to you by the SGPN merch store. Use the promo code NFC Beast for 15% off. Active until the Eagles or Giants lose their next game. We're still waiting. And make sure to enter our World Series prop contest. Winner gets $200 cash and a $200 SGPN gift card. Enter today exclusively on the SGPN app. This is the NFL Week 8 DFS show. Scott Simpson alongside myself, Bo McBrayer, at Nimble W Numbers and at Bo_Mick Big Time on Twitter. How we doing, Scott?
I was wondering if there was like you know how in England and in France they don't call it the Big Mac. Does your name translate into French? Like, are you a Royale with cheese over there, like a Beau Royale? Like, how does it go?
Definitely a Royale, extra cheesy, extra bacon because I'm a fat American.
I love it. You hear that? You hear that, Paul Howdy? You hear it? All right. Want to make sure we get the Paul Howdy
metric system. Hey, I got a 9mm. I'm buying grams. We're definitely using the metric system here in America every day.
Oh my gosh, I just taught my kids milliliters and liters the other day. So you know what? It's something they need to understand, folks. Kilograms too. And one of the kids said, "Are they called kilos?" I said, "They are." So we want to win you some money this week. Last week, I got to tell you, I did take Bo down in the clash of the beards and bellies. I'm 4-3 up on Bo, but that was because of some injuries. Nothing spectacular.
Asterisk.
Yeah, always injuries. I mean, listen, I played Amon-Ra St. Brown everywhere too, so I was a loser. But
not in the clash, you didn't.
No, that was you. So sorry about that. All right, talking about
a little guy named Breece Hall was in my lineup too, guys. So I lost my top two guys that I was so confident in were both out in the first half. And I still only lost by like 10 or 15. So
yeah,
like
you got
Scott's
touchdown
lineup. Yeah, Scott. Yeah, I got the 60-yard touchdown before he went down with the ACL, but very disappointing result. I really had no business hanging around that close, but the rest of my team was fire. Scott got a little bit fortunate, so we're still neck and neck though.
Last week, so more the same right now, honestly. But
neck and neck.
Neck and neck. So let's jump into this slate. We do the slate walk every week. We walk down the 11 games this week that are going to be on the DraftKings main slate. FanDuel, that's cool, but we do full point PPR. We'll high T here.
We do yardage bonuses too.
Right, we like that kind of stuff. That's how we play. All right, let's talk Carolina going into Atlanta. Atlanta is a home favorite, 4.5 points.
Rods.
And then 41-point total in this game. Carolina coming off the upset of Tampa Bay. That was at their home, though. It was not on the road. Do you think the momentum carries over? Is kind of PJ Walker going to be able to consistently kind of lead this offense?
Yes. The Falcons are fraudulent. They have no business playing or winning any games, let alone 3 games out of 7 this year. The 3 games they did win were against teams that were either so injured that they were a shell of their former selves, or it was just a bad team and they ran the ball right down their throats. So Arthur Smith is a moron. You don't throw 13 times in a whole game when you're down by 3 touchdowns the whole game, unless you're a complete moron. I've never seen a coach actually try to lose faster, especially when he's been quoted so many times saying, "We're just trying to win." No, you're not.
Well, here's what's crazy. You spend a first-round pick 1 year on a tight end. You think, oh, Tony Gonzalez. Right?
Number 4 overall.
Then the next year you go, no, we'll get a wide receiver too. They go, oh, Julio Jones. You're putting the band back together. Makes a lot of sense, right? No. We're going to run the ball 69 times. And then we're going to pass the ball like 11 times. It just doesn't make any sense.
There are wide receiver 4s on teams that ran more routes just in week 7 than Kyle Pitts has run this entire season. Put that in perspective.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. With that being said, I like the running backs in this matchup. I don't like this matchup at all.
I don't. This game's going to be holy crap. It's going to be an awful game. Low scoring, no scoring. There might not be any scoring in this game. 0-0 tie. Screw both these teams.
I'm going to play D'Onta Foreman in this game at 5,300. He is 8% rostered, which I mean, running backs don't really matter. Would you rather have him or Tyler Algier, who's at 5,400?
Neither.
But
I
if
don't
you
want either
had
one of
to,
them.
if
No,
you
I don't
had
have
to,
to. I
no,
don't
but
have
if
to.
you did, who would you pick? If
I
you were
would.
forced to,
I would withdraw from the contest.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with Foreman in this. And here's
So
the thing,
you're asking me whether I want an 8-point running back or a 5-point running back. So no, I don't have to make that choice.
so you think they're going to get 5 and 8 points? I bet the over for both of those. I bet one of them gets over a combined 13 points. What do you think about that?
If anything, it would be Foreman, but I still don't think he'll get there.
I'm going Foreman on this one. So are you taking
So yes,
any of the
I think Foreman will outscore Algier, but I don't think either one of them are good DFS plays this week. There you have it.
Are you going to take wide receivers in this matchup, Moore or London? They are very rostered, heavily.
Yes, DJ Moore is a great play. Unfortunately, he's so chalky that I'm out.
Yeah, I mean, if you're in cash, great play there too. At 5,300. Drake,
are you really trusting DJ Moore in cash though?
No, of course not. I'm just trying to sow the seeds so that you'll put them in there. That's all. I'm just trying to lay some landmines. But what about Drake London at 5,100?
No,
none of the above.
He was targeted once last week, and they were down the whole game.
Yeah, I agree with you. I would play either one of these defenses, but the Falcons defense is priced up 3,800. That is very expensive. I don't.
Stupid.
It doesn't.
Why? But why? They gave up 35 points last week, and they could have given up 50.
I'm gonna go Carolina's DST 2,800 all day long. They just put
only
Tom
play
Brady
of this game that I like. The only play in this entire game that I even remotely like is Carolina's DST.
I build 150 lineups. Every little, I'll have 1 or 2 lineups with Foreman in it just because 5,400. I'm not going to put the same player in every single lineup. But all right, let's jump on to your boys. Chicago visiting Dallas, 9.5-point favorite. Wow, that's pretty spectacular. I like that. Woo,
I like that. I like that spread for the Bears. I'll be taking the points.
I agree 100%. What do you think about this total 42.5? You think it goes over under with missing Zeke potentially?
Way over. I don't think Cowboys defense is going to stop the Bears. They might force some turnovers. So up at the top of the price spectrum, I like the Dallas DST because they're one of the highest scoring fantasy defenses out there. They force lots of turnovers. They get lots of sacks. They're a great unit no matter what the price. But the Bears kind of scare me because they looked really good on Monday night. And I mean really good.
Fields looked real good.
They had a 10-day break between Thursday night and Monday night. And it took those 10 days for Luke Getsy to completely revamp the offensive game plan. And we finally saw some play action. We finally saw some pre-snap motion. We finally saw some play action rollouts and design waggles and all the beautiful motion plays, the RPOs that Justin Fields has not run as a pro until Monday night. And it was awesome. And whoa, what do you know? We put your dynamic playmaking quarterback in a position to use his best abilities, and he scores 33 points on a really tough defense.
Yeah.
What do you know?
Yeah. Well, let me just
It's shocking.
Yeah. But before we get to our first ad read, I want to ask you, Justin Fields, 5,200. What do you say?
Yes. Hell yes. Huge play. GPP especially. He's not going to be highly rostered because there's a lot of really juicy. Yeah, there's a lot of juicy plays that are good prices at quarterback that are going to be more chalky. And so if you're looking for a leverage play, Justin Fields is going to be one of my top quarterback plays, especially at that price point, which is ridiculously low. Because Monday night deflation is he wasn't part of that algorithm. That performance that he put up against the Patriots was not part of the algorithm because the pricing comes out Sunday night. True. So he was already 5,200 by the time he put up 33 on the Pats on Monday. This is a beautiful spot where we get every once in a while a Monday night big performer who hasn't been doing well until that point, and we get a big price break. And now it's even better because he's technically going to get against one of the best defenses in the league. But secretly, they don't really hold offenses. They just turn them over and get their offense right back on the field. So I think Fields could smash this week at that price.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you thinking of joining WinBet? Bet $100. Yeah, bet $100. Get $100 free bet. Looking to join the WinBet Biggest Winners Club? Whoever hits the biggest parlay on WinBet odds wise gets a $1,000 free bet. WinBet truly is for hashtag DGens only. Plus, use WinBet's Build Your Own Bet to build some amazing same game parlays. There's so much to choose from. All you have to do is head over to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/winbet so they know we sent you. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WYNNBET to claim your free bet today. Offer subject to change, terms and conditions at winbet.com. Must be 21 or older and present in the state where playthrough WinBet is available. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700. Sports Gambling Podcast is giving you a chance to win your choice of either an autographed Lawrence Taylor, or autographed Brian Dawkins jersey. Contest is completely free to enter. Step 1, subscribe to youtube.com/sportsgamblingpodcast. Step 2, comment on a video. Each video is a new chance to win. Step 3, turn your notifications on so you don't miss SGP contacting you when they pull the winner. Make sure you enter our World Series prop contest. Winner gets $200 cash and $200 SGPN gift card. Enter today exclusively on the SGPN app. That's pretty cool. Next game there, Scotty.
Super cool. I will say this, and this is kind of wild right now. I think it'll adjust, but the Run the Sims projection has Tony Pollard only at 3% rostership. I think that'll jump. I think that'll pop a little higher than that, honestly.
A little higher, but he's at 6,200, so that might not be
only 61.
But still, he's already marked up because they mean, maybe not from whether Zeke was out or not, but it was more of like Pollard's been the man.
Yes, yeah.
He's averaging 7 yards a carry the last couple weeks.
6.9. Dave Richards said today, full send, he's RB1, not the RB1, but an RB1 this week. And I believe that in this matchup too. So
I just set my rankings. He's at RB10.
Ooh, so nailed it. You and Dave Richards, two good-looking gentlemen, nice beards. I'm not gonna lie. All right, let's jump over to the game of the day. Potentially, at least Vegas sees it that way with the highest total, 51 points. Miami visiting Detroit. They're at home, which normally means they want to show out for their fans who come there with their bags on their heads, and then they scream, and then they score lots of points, and then it's a crazy environment. It's awesome. There's a lot of alcohol, I'm sure, because it's cold as shit, and no one has a house anymore. Actually, there's tons of houses. You can live anywhere now because they're just abandoned. But anyway, I digress. What do you think about this game? I don't think it gets to 51 necessarily. What do you think it gets to?
I think it'll get to 60 because I have the Dolphins throwing up a 40 burger in this one.
Oh, that sounds like Tyreek Hill mania. Is that
that sounds like if you have a Dolphins player that you can fit under the salary cap in DFS this week, you play them. We're doing an onslaught Dolphins lineups this week.
I like that. I'm stacking those guys up. Yeah. I made a prediction.
Quad stack, baby.
I'm not gonna lie. In the Sports Gambling Podcast Network, which we're on, I also write for them for their DFS top 10 stacks of the week. One of my top stacks is the Tua with Tyreek, and then I'm running it back with Amon. That's in there. But here's my thought for Tyreek. Right now, he is going to finish this week as the number 1 scoring wide receiver. He's wide receiver 3. He's only 5 points in DraftKings behind Cooper Kupp and then Stephon Diggs, and a little order right there. He's going to be number 1. Mark my words. I agree with this game. I think
it's hard to argue against Tyreek Hill being wide receiver 1 on any week, especially not against Detroit.
Detroit, they're going to give it up, and I don't think anybody can match his speed at all. And I don't swear by everything PFF says, but they've got him in the top 5 matchups this week, and one of their best matchups. So yeah, I really do like his potential this week. And then you said any other one, Mostert too. What do you think about Mostert?
RB1, or I have him at RB3 this week, which is crazy. You would think, Raheem Mostert is back. Yeah. And Detroit can't stop the run or the pass. And Raheem Mostert, 3 of the last 4 weeks, has done really good. So I love Raheem Mostert this week. He's completely taken over the backfield over very disappointing Chase Edmonds. So a lot of people like Chase Edmonds as a player coming out of Arizona. He was pretty solid when he was healthy, and he gets to Miami and he looks awful. Just awful. And a healthy Raheem Mostert is a really good running back. He's 30 years old. He's running like he's 24 again.
Yeah, no, I love that. All right, anybody else you want to play here? If you're talking like low priced wide receiver, any Khalif Raymond, any set?
No, but I will have some Hawkinson, health permitting. He's questionable, but he's also probably going to play. DeAndre Swift is active. He's had a full practice under his belt this week, and you know the rules.
You have to play
What
him.
What are the rules, Scott?
If he is active, you smash. That's just how it goes.
Yes, bingo. Especially against Miami. Miami hasn't really done that well on defense. They've just had a really good offense all season, and they've won every game that Tua started and finished. So 4-3. They're 4-0 with Tua holding through, and they're 0-3 when Tua's out. That's a pretty good indication that they're going to win this game. And I have a feeling that I'm going to have lineups with 5 players in this game. I'm going to have Tua, Waddle, and Hill, and Mostert, a quad stack, and I'm going to run it back with DeAndre Swift or St. Brown, but mostly Swift, because I think St. Brown is a good play, but he's also maybe not optimal this week.
Yeah, I agree, not optimal, but still only 5% rostered, so it's hard to go kind of completely wrong in that. All right, let's talk about a game that is also up there. It's the 3rd highest total, but it's Vegas could go up or down and be tied with them. They're 49 and a hook, but they're 49 points. Arizona visiting Minnesota. This game looks to be popping. How does Arizona keep up? As I'm playing this out in my mind, Dalvin Cook, Adam Thielen, you've got Justin Jefferson, even Irv Smith has got a great matchup. So I can see where Minnesota is putting on the points. It's going to be the DeAndre Hopkins hour. Who else, though? Him and Ertz, is that it? Is that all you can do? Benjamin, how are you approaching the Cardinals builds?
This game is going to let us down. I have a feeling this is going to be a chalk fest. Maybe not heavy chalk, but chalk that lets us down. Because I think Arizona's secondary matches up well with Jefferson and Thielen. The Arizona secondary started off the year horribly, and they've been really good ever since. Their secondary is a cohesive unit. They have great communication. They don't give up any big plays. Their first 2 40-yard catches were given up just last week. So up until last week, they were pretty much locked down, keeping everything in front of them. So I think it's going to be really tough for Jefferson and Thielen to break out in this game. They've also been tough against the run. Dalvin Cook is not in a smash spot here. The Vikings really haven't played anybody. They have a good record, but they haven't played anybody yet. And Arizona's tough on defense. I think this is going to be a kind of a slow-moving game. Arizona on offense, I'm not really impressed with them either because it's Cliff Kingsbury. It's still Cliff. And although he did do a great job bringing Hopkins back as a slot receiver a good portion of the time, excellent job bringing Hopkins back the way he should be used every single game, which has moved all over the formation to use his entire skill set and to give Kyler Murray a big target all over the field. I think Hopkins can do a really good job in this game. And I think Kyler Murray can use his legs to make some things happen, but I'm not going to be really heavily exposed to this game. I have a feeling it's going to be an under game where I'm going to be, if I'm overly exposed to this game, I'm going to be left holding the bag with a bunch of chalk.
You don't want that. No. Let me ask you a question, right? What if I told you that you could get in this game, right? Zach Ertz. And he is he's just basically a wide receiver, right?
Is he?
He's a wide receiver 2 on the team.
70 years old.
I know he is, but right now he's got the same amount of targets as Curtis Samuel, Chris Olave, Jalen Waddle, Christian Kirk, Deebo Samuel, and he's gonna DJ Moore too, but whatever, AJ Brown, and he's just gonna be 5,100. So he doesn't get all of their downfield air yards, he doesn't get all the red zone things that they all get, but I do think in this matchup, he could get 7 to 8 catches. So I do like him. If Kyler Murray is going to go off, he's got to have more than just himself. So I would say I would look to Ertz. But what do you think? He's not very rostered. That's why I like it. He's not heavily rostered.
So
3% right now.
Is Ertz going to be in my player pool? Yes. Is he going to be one of my favorite choices at tight end? No.
No, he's not my favorite choice. No, he's the play I think here if you're pivoting off of Hopkins. I'm not going for any other wide receivers, Rondell Moore even. I'd rather the same price. And Rondell Moore's done nothing. And Zach Ertz has done a lot. So
Irv Smith in this game is a sleepy one because if we know one thing about the Arizona Cardinals is they were really good against the tight end last year, but the year before that they were historically bad, and we played against them every single week with a tight end. Well, they're back to sucking it against tight ends
Yes, they
again.
are.
They're 31st in the league against tight ends, and we're back to playing whatever tight end faces them each week. And Irv Smith is facing him, and he's a really good receiver. So ergo, Irv Smith, what, 3,500?
Yeah.
Thank you very much. I will take that smash spot and run with it.
Yeah, no, I like it. All right, let's jump over before we get to our next ad read. It'll be our next little game here. It's going to be Las Vegas going to New Orleans. New Orleans is a home dog, 1.5 points, 49 and a hook. It is, but if you look at the numbers, the New Orleans Saints, they're not great against the wide receiver. They rank 28th against wide receivers. They've given up 1,271 passing yards or receiving yards, and they've already given up 9 touchdowns. So it's it's not great. It's not great. Marshawn Lattimore, he's still battling injury. There's a real opportunity here for Derek Carr, who did play well last week. He passed for 240 yards. He had 116 QB rating. Yeah, he was playing well. He just didn't get the touchdowns. They all went to Josh Jacobs. There's a pivot. There's a pivot. You could get 2 of those touchdowns, and now you have Adams, who, by the way, last year averaged 23 points per game in DraftKings. He's at 21.2. So he's 1.8 points less. It's less.
So he's pretty good still.
He's got more touchdowns. Surprisingly. Which is surprising.
Because Derek Carr is traditionally not a touchdown thrower.
And you saw that last week where you have that situation with Josh Jacobs. But I think, given this,
who's playing Jacobs in 60% of their lineups? Was it both of us?
It was like 69%, I believe.
It was both of us, wasn't it?
Everywhere.
Jacobs is going to be chalky. I was like, who cares? He's going to.
I wrote about him. Yeah, I wrote about him.
What happened? What happened, Scott? Did Jacobs smash? I missed it.
He did. And last week, if you would have read Nibble W Numbers work over at nibbleWnumbers.com, I think I called Jamar Chase. I think I called somebody named Joe Burrow. I think I also called Josh Jacobs. So you could have built a nice little stack attack right there for my article, which I did. And then I took down, not Mike, because he beat me by 3 points at the end. Kenneth Walker, you mother. Anyway, so in this game, who are you more likely to play? Are you going to be leaning to a Davante Adams comeback game, or are you sticking with Josh Jacobs, who has been the man, but he's priced up?
I'm doing the Davante Adams. We're gonna flip the script, and we're gonna ride the best receiver in the NFL.
Yeah. I mean, his rostership is at 13%, 12%. But
good.
If you stack attack him with Olave in this game, you cut the chalk in half right away. It doesn't even matter, and you've got 2 good stacks to kind of build this game around.
Oh, yeah. And this game is going to be high scoring. Neither defense can stop anybody. I believe the Raiders are dead last against the quarterback position. And that seems pretty good, except for they're starting Andy Dalton again. I don't understand this, where Jameis Winston is healthy and he's not starting over Andy Dalton, who Andy Dalton is surprisingly exciting this year, where he's throwing a lot of touchdown passes, but he's also turning it over 3 or 4 times a game. And guess what? The Saints are losing behind Andy Dalton, that's what I'm surprised. I don't care. Andy Dalton's been a decent fantasy quarterback, but for the Saints, what are you doing, guys? You lost 2 in a row because Andy Dalton can't go 5 passes without turning it over.
No, and that interception jump in the end zone was iconic, by the way. To have him just rolling his eyes and shrugging his shoulders as a touchdown is leapt over the goal. Did
you see my tweet on that?
Yeah, I retweeted. I think it was hilarious. It's not safe for work, kids, so we're not going to bring it up here.
It is though.
Okay,
I kept it PG.
It was PG,
but
yeah,
I knew it implies a lot of things that are not PG.
It definitely did. Yeah. All right. So, any other plays that you're making in this? Are you dipping into the Foster Moreau game? All I can think of is
no. I believe Waller's going to play in this one though. So if he's active, then I'm going to throw him in the pool.
Yeah, if he's active, Foster Moreau, the people. Okay.
Moreau never does anything.
No, yeah. All right. I'll throw it to you for our next, shimmy and shake.
No House Advantage is changing the game by offering the most dynamic fantasy sports platform available today. Play and pick 'em contests versus other people for the shot at winning $250,000 plus in cash. Download the app, choose a contest, select your player props, Earn points for correct picks and climb the leaderboard for your shot to win big money every day. You can also test your skills versus the house and 20x your entry if you hit all your picks. Bet on up to 5 player prop over-unders or individual player matchups across every major sports league, including NFL, NBA, Major League Baseball, PGA, MMA, and NASCAR. Sign up now with promo code SGPN at nohouseadvantage.com or download the app on the app stores to get a first deposit match up to $25. Make sure to check out No House Advantage today and experience daily fantasy sports redefined, because it's not just how you play, but also where you play. You won't want to miss out on this. Let's finish this slate walk, baby.
So we had James ask a question real quick, and this isn't a show for that, but I did respond because I can respond. We do two things at once.
You're a nice guy. You're a nice guy.
I'm a guy. All right, let's talk about New England and the Jets. I'm Ramondre Stevenson or bust because this game is gross. But apparently so is everybody else.
But I think that Bill. So everybody's saying, "Oh, Ramondre is the guy now. Ramondre is the guy now." That's just what Bill Belichick wants everybody to think, because as soon as you start saying that, it's going to be Damian Harris again. Because Damian Harris, first game back last week from his hamstring injury, didn't get a heavy workload. But as soon as he's full strength, you know that guy is getting tons of work. So no, I'm not falling for the BS Patriots backfield ever again. Miss me with that BS. I will not be partaking. No, thank you. Can't make me do it.
I will tell you that I did use Ramondre to beat you last week, and it was poetic, and I had to bring it up.
You used good fortune and injuries to beat me last week.
Also, Ramondre, he did score 20+ points, so that helped.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I had lots of Ramondre last week, ironically.
Wait, I know you did. Not against me. And that's what I like, is against me. Garrett Wilson, 4,200. He's a little chalky, but I love it. As soon as I saw that price come out, I just went, what? They're going to have to throw the football at least 25 times. What do you say?
No, they won't. No, they don't. Zach Wilson sucks.
And
even if he throws it 25 times, he's going to complete 11 of them. He's going to turn it over 4 times. And the Patriots are going to win this game on the backs of their running game. And Mac Jones is starting, but they don't say who's finishing, because last week Mac Jones started and he got pulled in the first half for Zappy, who threw a touchdown and then sucked the rest of the game. So they're like, "Oh yeah, Zappy's in there," and they're like, "Oh shit, we're losing by 20." So
he came
what are you gonna
do? House of fire, and then he burned the house down. And
what happens when both of your quarterbacks suck? Well, that's what happens. You lose football games. I just think that this game's gonna suck. The Jets without Breece Hall are a shell of themselves. Michael Carter's an intriguing pick if the Patriots are winning, because he's going to get a lot of those dump off passes late in the game. I like that prospect, especially at his price point. And squeaky wheel gets the grease. I'd rather play Elijah Moore than Garrett Wilson this week.
Ooh, Elijah Moore call out. Let's see what happens,
and
boys.
Nobody's going to have him.
Well, because they want to win money. But you're right.
Right?
I mean, yeah, exactly. So, all right, let's jump to this game that I love next. This might be one of my favorite games because no one really apparently is playing Jalen Hurts. They're playing other weapons, but they're not playing him. What the hell is wrong with you people? It just doesn't make any sense. He's
your voice down.
8% rostered. That doesn't make any sense. Najee Harris is 13% rostered.
Oh my God, really?
I don't. Yes, I don't understand.
I have more fantasy points this year than Najee Harris.
Dude, oh my gosh. When they talked about how he couldn't even run or move because he had the heel and the metal, I was like, listen, this is not, no.
Well, no, his problem is his offensive line is abysmal, and they're going to get worked. They're going to get worked by that Philly front. Oh my God.
Trade for Robert Quinn.
They didn't need him, but they got him anyway.
Oh my gosh. No
and
worries.
Guess what? Their reserve off defensive line is better than half the teams in the league. Their second wave that they keep guys fresh with, they have 2 full 4-man fronts that they rotate in and out, and both of them are top half of the league.
Yeah, it's not going to be good.
They're going to be good.
He's got a negative optimal leverage score of minus 9.7 on the
so, shocker. So
I'm barfing if you're not watching.
Jalen Hurts is a smash because Pittsburgh's defense is really not that good.
Yes. Well,
Not
here's the
good,
thing.
guys.
Here's the thing about it, right? If you look at the different positions, if Jalen Hurts runs the football in, right? Okay, those are just his points. If he
He's gonna
throws
run
the
it in a few
football
times.
right to AJ Brown, those are his points and AJ Brown's points. If he
Devontae
throws it to
Smith,
Miles
Dallas
Sanders,
Goddard,
right? There's so many things he could do
Miles Sanders
and
is
get
gonna
the
have a huge game.
points, right? And him
Here's
still have
another.
touchdowns. So
So you know how I'm onslaught stacking the Dolphins. I'm doing the same
yes,
thing for the Eagles.
play those two onslaughts together, but build half a lineup from both of those games, and then
Oh,
you can just,
I'm going to do quad stacks of both. I'm going to do 2x2s of both. I'm going to mix and match
yeah,
both of
yeah,
the
those are
like
fun games to play with.
Dolphins and Eagles are going to be everywhere in my lineups.
Yes. I agree. Concur. Double Stampy,
Concur.
touch blue, make it true. No races, all those
Yeah.
things.
No
So
takesy backsies.
none's of it. No. Okay. All right. Let's talk about a game that I just it's Derrick Henry season, and that's it.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
and Damian Pierce possibly as well. Damian Pierce averaging about 20 points per game the last 4 games. I love that. He's averaging 24, 25 touches a game in those opportunities. Well, he's averaging 20 rushing attempts every single game in those 4, right? And then he's getting the 15 targets the last 3 games, 5 targets per game. They're going to have to give him the football in this matchup. And then Derrick Henry, the last 3 games, he's rushed for 671 yards and 8 fucking touchdowns. Sorry, I didn't fucking cuss on that. But
so everybody's like, oh, Derrick Henry's in his late 20s. He's going downhill. Every metric is falling. He's gonna have a lackluster season coming off the broken foot last year. He's RB5, guys. He's RB5. RB5. What are we doing here? We're fading a guy who's nobody's ever seen a running back like this before. We've hardly ever seen a single football player of any position looks like Derrick Henry. He's just different.
Right.
And you don't fade those guys.
No.
And guess what? You can fade him if you don't think he's going to catch passes, but he's catching 5 balls a game this year.
Oh, man, he's got so many balls.
But I love Derrick Henry this week. I do have where I'm not overspending on my quarterback stacks. I'm going heavy at the top of the running back spectrum. So I have a lot of Mostert, I have a lot of Derrick Henry, and I love a lot of a guy playing for the Giants coming up here on the end of the slate.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, if you want to spend 17 grand at running back, it's a very, very good week to do that this week.
Agreed. I think it's a great running back week. With that being said, I'm not really playing anybody else in this game. So I'm going to jump out and go to the Washington-Indianapolis game, which is incredibly insane that Sam Ehlinger is picking up 10% projected roster.
He's only 4K. He's only 4K.
I know.
He's actually pretty optimal if you consider. Hey, Scott, just so for your sanity, don't play him in GPP because that's stupid. But in cash, you lock Ehlinger in at 4K and just load up everywhere else. That's genius.
Agreed.
Maybe that's if you want to win, if you want to double up on every single cash contest you entered this week, just lock Ehlinger in and you got it made. You're going to win cash contests.
I think what that's called, it's the Davis Maddox bros. They're the cash guys, right? They're pushing. Yeah, you and Davis Maddox, you mother chunkers. But I digress. Let's talk about this game for anything other than cash. Are you looking at any running backs? I like Antonio Gibson, honestly. Oh,
Gibson.
Nice.
Gibson and Heineke. And
any
McLaurin and Samuel and Logan Thomas, who finally logged a limited practice. So I think he's trending towards playing, and he's dirt cheap at 3K flat. Logan Thomas at 3K flat is a smash with Heineke.
Heineke likes him, by the way.
Oh yeah, he only throws the 2 guys when they're both on the field. He only throws to McLaurin or Thomas. That's it.
Well, he throws to Thomas because he can see him. That's one thing, because he's taller than everybody else. He throws to McLaurin with his eyes closed. Did you see that throw he made to him?
It's kind of impressive until you watch a lot of the throws across the NFL from every quarterback, and there's way more of those than you think. A lot.
No, I just was surprised that he had his eyes.
When a guy's bearing down on you, you can't help it. You can't.
It was that he was getting hit, and his eyes.
He was about to get. He got rocked a
split
second after that was taken.
Watch this. I'm not gonna watch myself get hit.
They're throwing by feel anyway. You're basically
no
ducking and ducking.
They are chucking and ducking. You know what? If you want to jump on Sam Ellinger, are you stacking him with anybody else? I don't think I could
No.
stack. Yeah, that would just
No.
barf, barf, barf.
No, he's a naked play in cash only.
I'm getting out of this game quickly.
Gibson is a sleeper. He's a big play waiting to happen every single time he touches the ball.
That is exactly true. All right, we've got 2 games left. Let's talk about San Francisco visiting LA Rams. I mean, it seems like LA Rams have a home game every game. I don't understand this. It's kind of ridiculous, but they're home again. San Francisco got smashed last week by the Chiefs.
Shocker.
We knew they were going to. We
Well, they
called
got
it.
smashed the week before that by the fraudulent Falcons. They're not good,
Yeah,
guys.
they're not good.
Kyle Shanahan is an idiot. Like
Christian
we're
McCaffrey
talking.
ain't gonna save
Did you
this
see
season.
the stat? Did you see the Shanahan stat that was floating around the internet this
The one
week?
that he's sub 500.
No. Well, that's common
yeah.
knowledge.
Yeah,
That Shanahan is under 500 for his coaching career.
Oh,
But the really, really revealing stat is the 49ers under Kyle Shanahan, if they're trailing by 3 points or more going into the fourth quarter, they are 1-30.
Holy shit! Sorry, I've cussed a lot of this podcast.
They've had one fourth quarter comeback in the entire regime.
That doesn't make sense.
Right.
Yeah.
You know why this is? Shanahan, I will give credit as being a master game planner. But where he lacks is the complete opposite, is once the game plan breaks down or evaporates, is he is one of the worst coaches in the NFL.
So once you punch
after the game starts.
Yeah,
after the game starts, Shanahan is one of the worst game managers in the NFL. And that's why he's got a losing record as a coach, because if you fall behind or if your game plan just doesn't work and it's a close game, he doesn't have answers after the end of that. He doesn't adjust well to
That's
the game
crazy.
flow.
1-30. Adjust your
1-30 with just a 3-point deficit or more entering the fourth quarter. It's
Sounds like
that's
the Washington
completely bonkers. That's like that Matt Rule stat where they were like, if the opponent scores 17, that's like 29-1 against him.
That is nuts. All right, in this game, Tyler Higbee is picking up a substantial roster shifts, 14%.
Fade.
That's crazy. What do you think though about the 49ers? I mean, sorry, the Rams DST at 2,700 off 2 weeks, rest.
Yeah. Last time I checked, they're going up against Jimmy Garoppolo.
And no Deebo Samuel apparently either.
He'll be playing.
I don't know. He's doubtful right now.
He's doubtful, or he just missed practice today?
I don't know. It was a
If
big
he misses practice tomorrow, then we're saying
I'm just listening. I use my site is fantasydata.com. I can whiz around there. Lots of questionables. Okay, it got moved to question. It got moved to questionable. It was a D earlier. Yeah,
he missed practice today. I saw that. So the only practice that matters is tomorrow. If he misses tomorrow's practice, then we're basically calling.
If it wasn't a D on here, I wouldn't have said anything, but it did go to a Q. If it wasn't a D, I wouldn't even brought it up because then I would have been like,
Jamar Chase is a D that's going to be an O.
I like that. A D that's going to be an O. Yeah. Are you playing any? I mean, maybe you are, maybe not. Any Kittle at 5,700. He's most expensive tight end on the board.
Which is crazy, right? Because Kelsey's on bye. Andrews is playing right now.
Yeah.
And Pitts is plummeting because Arthur Smith refuses to throw the ball.
Why would you throw it to a guy like that? I mean, he would catch it.
It's weird. He would win games and stuff.
And you have to do stuff with him. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Yeah. Anybody else you're playing on the 49ers side? You need a CMC? He's pretty expensive, 8,700. I'm kind of shying away from that.
Yes. I'll be playing a little bit of CMC because you know the rules.
Yeah,
you never go 0% CMC.
Are you going to go over the field? He's at 6%. Would you go 8% or you go 7%? How would you look at this?
No, I'd probably top out at 10, just to be in there with him. Because if McCaffrey does what he should do on a full week of practice in the system, he's a big breakout candidate.
He's a 20-point, he's a 20-point guy. Yeah,
he's a 30-point guy.
Yeah, well, I mean, if he's used right, but like you said, we don't even know how.
Yeah, doing a little leverage spend up. Like if you want to go stars and scrubs based off this game, play a McCaffrey cup stack and then just go cheap everywhere else. I can see that one winning.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that, but you could do that. What about the New York Giants visiting the Seattle Seahawks. This game, I didn't think this game would be a good one in the year when it started, and I circled my
Oh no,
calendar.
of course not. Then we'd be thinking this would be one of those
Toilet
god
bowl. I thought this would
awful.
be like 3-5 versus 2-6. Instead,
Right.
it is 7-1,
First place
6-1.
against first place, or
Yeah,
first
5
place
and 2
against
or
second
something like that.
place.
Yeah, it's crazy. So,
And I mean, I hate to say it, but I think the Giants are for real now, and they're going to win this game.
I think that this is what I wrote about in the stacks. I normally don't stack quarterbacks with running backs. It's not a normal thing you do. But when I went and checked out this year, who the top scoring
Saquon
people
and DJ
were for the top 10, 9 of them in a row were Saquon and DJ. Every single time. There's no one. That's where the offense. It's funnel. It's an offensive funnel. So if you stack those,
well, they're both rushing for 100 yards every game and rushing touchdowns every game.
Yes, if you can get them both. And then you can run it back with, I don't know, Marquise Godwin, I don't know, Goodwin, sorry, Marquise Goodwin, yeah, 4,400, or go Lockett. Was he 6,500? I think this game can get you.
Here, I'm going to help you out here.
Yeah, please go for it.
Seahawks, Kenneth Walker, Noah Fant. Those are the 2 guys I'm interested in. I think their passing game is going to be severely hampered. This Giants defense. The reason why I think they're for real, because when I watched that whole Jaguars game, I was thinking, oh, Jaguars are going to smash them. And they smashed them in the first half. Until the second half started, the Giants made adjustments. And that's where that coaching comes into play. Brian Daboll's a freaking genius. He turned that whole game around at halftime. He said, hey, guys, we're getting our asses kicked. We're gonna smash them in the face with more Saquon, more DJ, and they're not going to throw the ball on us anymore. And Trevor Lawrence had an awful second half throwing the ball against that secondary. There's a top 5 secondary this year by the numbers. They can't stop the run, so I do like Kenneth Walker in this game because he's a home run threat. I love that for DFS. If Walker has a bad game, it's going to be virtually no points, but if he has a good game, he's going to throw up another 30-point game. And then Noah Fant, sleepy getting targets now, sleepily getting more targets than Disley and Parkinson and all the other crappy tight ends that the Seahawks have. Noah Fant is finally hitting his stride, and he's one of the best athletes they have on their team.
I'm not against Noah Fant. He's 2,800. I mean,
it's
just like
with no DK Metcalf out there.
Yeah,
they're going to be looking for that big big body vertical threat, and Noah Fant is that guy.
I will just say this: PFF has the Giants defense rated 30th, which not great.
29th now. They moved. 45th. Yeah, they moved up. Yeah,
Holmes 101st, and then Adoree Jackson is 64th.
But against wide receivers scoring in fantasy, they're 3rd.
They're right. And it also comes down to they've been like back and forth in these games where other teams have been running the football on them or trying to run the football on them more so than passing on them. So I'm interested to see how this game plays out because I actually want to go the other way against you and go the wide receivers. So we'll check back in next week and talk about how that went. So please do go follow Bo. He is Bo_McBigtime on Twitter. He's got also bigtimeflavor.co. Am I right? Is that how it is? Yeah.
Yeah, it's not up right now, but it will be soon.
It will be soon. I'm Nimble W number Scott Simpson. Anything else to send us out here, Bo?
Nope. 10-10 Bucks and Ravens at the moment. Touchdown by Kenyon Drake tied it up. Gross. It's disgusting.
Yeah. Not optimal.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
No, that doesn't help anybody.
No, please like and subscribe to the Sports Gambling Podcast Network YouTube channel and jingle that bell like Bo always says. Get the numbers up there. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you guys next time.
Love you.